Shalom everyone and welcome to Busisiwe, blessed in English, Baruch in Hebrew, which means increase, fruitfulness and multiplication. My name is Abigail. We continue with the teaching on the sixth day of creation, where we are comparing the narration as listed in the book of Yobel or Jubilees and comparing it to the book of Genesis or Barashith, and then we're able to see the information that is not included, which is material in the book of Genesis. And this teaching is part of a series entitled Knowing the End from the Beginning. Today we're looking at day 4 of creation. And then we're looking from the book of Yobel or Jubilees chapter 2 verse 9 to 10, and it says, "And on the fourth day Yahweh created the sun and the moon and the stars, and he set them in the expanse." We spoke, if you go to day 2 of creation, we spoke about the expanse, and then I made an example that if for imagination, this is basically the earth, and then this being a solid substance is then the expanse. And then on day 4, that's when then Yahweh created the moon and the stars, and then he put them in the expanse. So he put them here on the expanse, and then still attached the expanse attached to the earth, with obviously the waters around and the waters over the expanse, as we spoke about on day 2 of creation, that there was water above and there was also waters beneath, this being the solid substance, hard substance, which according to the book of the book of Job, it talks about it as a hard mirror, hence it reflects the sapphire stone which Ezekiel saw as the throne of Yahweh, and we know that the color of sapphire is actually blue. But then the stars and the moon, Yahweh put them on the expanse. Okay, so if we continue, oopsie. So as we continue it, then it says, "And he set them in the expanse of the heaven to give light upon the earth." So this sun that he put in here, so we go back to a practical demonstration, the sun and the moon that he puts on the expanse, it was to bring light. I should have had this, yeah, that's fine. It's to put the light on the earth. So this is the earth and this is the expanse, and then the light, these lights being the sun and the moon, it brings light to the earth, and Yahweh placed them on the expanse. It continues to say that he set them in the expanse of the heaven to give light upon all the earth, and to rule over the day and the night, and divide the light from the darkness. Excuse me. And Aluah appointed the sun to be the great light on the earth, for days and for Shabbaths and for months and for feasts and for years and for Shabbaths of years and for jubilees and for the seasons of the years. Now we are told, Yahweh is telling us here that the sun, he appointed it to be the great sign on the earth. But we'll also go through the issue of the size, because somewhere it also tells us that the sun in terms of dimensions is greater. I think you find that in the book of Enoch, that the sun is greater in dimension than the moon, which the world and the scientists, they actually say that they are the same size. They are not the same size. The word specifically tells us in the book of Enoch that the sun is greater in dimension than the moon. And as we continue, the sun, and it divides the light from the darkness, and for prosperity, that all things may prosper, which shoot and grow on the earth. And then again, if we go to the example which we have here on the earth, that this sun that Yahweh placed on the expanse was to actually to prosper everything that was inside the earth, because as you can see that it's attached like this. And even the scripture tells us, go to the teaching on day 2 of creation in the series where we taught, when I provided teaching on the expanse. But this the sun is to provide a prosperity which shoots and grow, to that which shoots and grow on the earth. The sun was made for the earth, not the other way around. Hence, the sunrise, the sunset. The earth is firm, immovable. And then the word continues to tell us that these are the 3 kinds he made on day 4. These are the 3 kinds he made on day 4, being the sun, the moon, and the stars. If we then go to the book of Parashith, as we're doing the comparison, chapter 1, verse 14 to 19, it reads, and Aluah said, let lights come to be in the space of the, it says the Shemaim, but we now know that this is referring to the expanse, to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs, appointed times, for days, for years, and let them be for lights in the space of the expanse, to give light on the earth. And it came to be so. And Aluah made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day. So Yahweh is already telling us in Parashith, so not only in the book of Enoch, but in the book of Genesis, we're already told that he made these 2 great lights, but the greater light was to rule the Yom, or the day, and the greater light ruling the day was or is the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night. And we know that this lesser light that rules the night, it is the moon, and also the stars. So it's not true then that when the world says that the moon is the same size as the sun. Verse 17, and Aluah set them in the space, or in the expanse, to give light on the Aretz, and to rule over the Yom and on the Laila, or day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Aluah saw that it was good, and there came to be evening, and there came to be the 4th day. Barashit says that the lights, being the sun and the moon and the stars, would be for signs, would be for appointed times, yomim and years. Yobel says that the sun is for the Shabbaths, months, feast, years, Shabbaths of years, jubilees, and all seasons of the year. But when we read the book of Hanok, who is the first person that wrote on the luminaries, he tells us that we know the beginning of the month by looking at the sun. Then we know, like, if the moon, we know that it's the beginning of the month, which is otherwise called new moon or new month, when the moon has that thin sliver shape. And then on the 15th, between the 14th and the 15th of the month, that's when we've got the full moon that is like 100% bright. Then we know the days and the calendars through these signs, through these lights that Yahweh placed on the expanse. It is worth noting that there is no mention of creation of the planets both in Yobel and Barashith. Somewhere, both the book of Barashith or Genesis and Yobel, it doesn't talk about the planets, but it actually speaks about the stars, the moon, and the sun. And what we call planets are actually wandering stars. If we look at the book of Jude, which are reserved for judgment. Now, the question there is that why would rocks or gases need to be judged? Only certain beings are judged. Planets, as we know them, exist nowhere in the word. Not even we read the book of First Kings, chapter 23, verse 5. It says he, referring to Josiah or Yashiahu, put down the black-robed priest whom the kings of Yehuda had appointed to burn incense on the high places in the cities of Yehuda and in the places around Jerusalem. And those who burned incense to Baal, to the sun, and to the moon, and to the constellations, and to all the host of the Shamayim. The dark-robed priests were the Komorim, which is pagan priest. The constellations here refers to the Mazaluth, alternately spelled Mazaroth, today heard in the greeting Mazel Tov. These are the living animals worshipped in the signs of the zodiac, even today. And we know that zodiac is derived from the Greek word zoo, which refers to living animals. So we need to be careful in taking the traditions from the Greek pagans in the term of the zodiac and want to make them fit to the word when the word does not speak of such. So as we close the day 4 of teaching, the part that we needed to take here is that on day 4, he created the sun and he created the moon, and Yahweh created the stars. This is the part that we take, and he put them on the expanse to cause the earth to prosper. Shalom, and we will then be looking at day 5 and day 6 of creation in the next teaching.